What's up, everybody? This is Spike.
This is Drew.
Taking more hits than McGregor. Settle up under the bar. It's 8:05 Live with Spike and Drew.
That'll work.
Broadcasting live from the Californian coast to Iowa. Wait, is that still a state?
We used this one last week.
You guys have had more cocktails than Jenna Jameson.
Cookies and porn? You're the best mom ever.
Check the hands on the clock. It's 8:05 Live with Spike and Drew.
Well, whether we did it before or not, it's us. What's going on?
A little bit of a late start. Sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties, plus I had to go get some Lucky Charms.
Right, and hang out with Kim Mitchell.
Because they're magically delicious. So we're going old school. I'm cracking open a PBR right now.
Have you got your rodeo boots on?
Who are we toasting to?
I want to toast to Mr. Warren Zevon.
Really?
For no reason other than one of the best lines ever in a song. Send lawyers, guns, and money. The shit has hit the fan.
All right. Here's to Warren Zevon.
There's to Warren. And there are no sound effects because my button. I'm tired of that, I'll tell you.
What's that?
My button's not pushing. I got to find a different thing that plays sound. So you messed me up today.
I did.
You did. You posted your trip to Target, but you got me on Go for a Soda.
Okay.
I fired that up.
Okay.
And then I played some Donnie Iris.
Okay.
And then I went to Blackfoot and then Ted Nugent, and the whole afternoon just got spiraling downward from there.
How did you end up with Gwen Stefani then? That's what you were playing when we logged in together.
Well, that started out several hours ago, and you know how it is when you YouTube.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever gone from Kim Mitchell to No Doubt, though.
It's a long drive, let me tell you. A very, very long drive.
Very, very long drive.
Very long drive. So did you get some soda?
Got some soda because we had switched over to Sprite Zero.
Gotcha.
Little, I think it's supposed to be caffeine-free diet kind of stuff.
Yep. Okay.
I got a massive headache the last couple days.
So
I need the caffeine.
Sugar in the caffeine or something.
Yeesh.
Yeesh.
The other thing that probably didn't help matters much is my house stinks right now.
Oh my God. If anybody knows you as well as I know you, they know that smells are a thing with you.
That drives me nuts, man.
You like a good smell.
I do. I really do. And so I think this happened a week ago tomorrow, because we would have talked about it last week if it was before.
Well, we talked about it. You thought it was a near miss at the time.
Right. The day before.
Oh, it happened 2 days in a row?
It must have been Tuesday. Tuesday morning was the near miss, I think, because then we talked about it.
Right.
But then, sit back, everybody. I have a little story to tell.
Tell us, Daddy. Tell us.
So it's Wednesday. It must have been Wednesday morning a week ago. Tomorrow. It's about 5 o'clock. Mrs. Spike is up and in the shower. I'm sitting up in bed playing golf Clash because I have an addiction.
Remember when you'd have been doing other things when you were sitting up in bed?
Not on a work day.
Well, like drinking, you know.
So, as the dog usually does, he scratches on the door when he's ready to go out and do his duty, as it were.
Yep.
So I groggily get up from my game and open the doggy door. I know more. It must have been maybe 2 minutes that I have sat back down on the bed. And all of a sudden, he comes running in at full fucking speed.
Oh, dude.
And just as fast, I can tell why.
Oh,
The funk that this boy had. I mean, this skunk must have got him fucking dead. God dang it, I just swore again already.
A couple times. That's okay. It's a strong juju here. It deserves a little cussing.
Totally just got him. And the thing of it is, and we talked about this last week, my missus, that was one of her big things. Don't you ever let him get hit by a skunk.
Like, what are you going to do? Take one for him? Dive in front of him?
What are you going to do? Right?
What are you going to do?
Because it's not in the middle of the night, me hanging out on the couch and letting him go out. This is our typical routine. It's 5 o'clock. It's time for people to get up and go hang a D out in the yard as they want to do.
As well as a good boy does.
And I know it seems like longer, but I'm sure it was just mere 30 seconds or so. I'm full on gagging. Just horrendous, just dry heaving, the worst ever.
Mama come rolling out of the shower yet? This
is where it got touchy for me because, like I said, I didn't want to get in trouble, but I've got to tell the mamas.
Yeah.
And I said,
hey.
Yes.
By the way.
Right. I said, I think he got hit or something. And she opens the thing. What are you talking about? And she could smell it then right away as soon as she opens the thing. Meanwhile, he's coughing and he's rubbing his muzzle on the carpet.
Oh, that's not good.
And I'm right. And that realization's hitting me. But the thing of it is, my friend, is I'm dry heaving so badly that and so I'm trying to wrap a towel or something. No, it was a t-shirt. I was trying to wrap a t-shirt around my nose so I could not breathe this in and get him. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying not to throw up all over the place.
Because that'll add to the...
Meanwhile, the boy is running rampant throughout the house.
Oh, sure, because why wouldn't he spread the joy?
Right. But it didn't dawn on me to close the bedroom door and just lock him in there,
Well, and again, you really don't want to concentrate it in the den, by the way, unless you plan on sleeping on the couch next month.
And that's where it did get the most, because he then goes under the bed and I'm like,
oh crap.
Trying to get him out from under the bed, try to chase him out somehow. I don't remember what happens, but then he ends up on the bed and I'm just like, so this is a Marx Brothers movie. I'm chasing him. I've got the missus yelling at me, bring him in here. And I'm like, I'm trying. I can't even get the words out of I'm trying.
I am literally crying here.
And I finally get him, and I'm holding him. Poor thing's just arms out. Just
question from the audience.
Yes, please.
Is Skunk Funk greasy to the touch?
I did not notice a discernible texture. No.
Okie dokie.
But I'll tell you one thing. I did see that boy's eyes, and boy, oh boy, he got it in the face bad, because his eyes were so red. The poor thing.
Oh, what?
So by now, I have gotten him into the shower with the missus, and she's dousing him with all kinds of product. I think I get the vinegar, and she's dousing him with that. And meanwhile, the remnants, the funk has set in.
Oh,
bad. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good at all, And I think she said to get some towels, and so I got a couple towels. And
bet you don't own those towels anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she tossed them. Yeah, I ended up tossing the polo that I was trying to wrap around my face too, because I'm like,
Ain't
some
enough
stuff,
in the world.
some stuff, suffice it to say, just won't wash out.
How many times have we said that?
Yeah. So there you go. And she ended up taking the day off. I had to go into work because I had stuff going on.
You
But
told me about this later and said the missus is going to PetSmart, and I was like, "Oh, that's smart. Take him to the groomer and let them deal with it."
no, and seeing you said that, and it's like, no, that's not what she did. She did it to go buy the
Right, that's what you said.
product approved or the store approved skunk removal smell, which
Don't defunk.
I guess it got most of it out. You can still smell a little on his face, you know.
This has been a week.
There, but like I think she tried cleaning under the bed, and we changed the sheets.
Oh my
But
God.
then comes part 2 of this,
Ruh-roh.
which is one of the reasons that we saw online one of the ways to get rid of the skunk smell is to put out little bowls of vinegar in your house.
Oh my God. I know my other half would rather smell skunk.
I mean, it's a perfect storm by now. And it's just it literally, and like we said at the top of the show, the smell thing for me is huge. It's just brutal. So she's got vinegar. I can't even, maybe 10, maybe 15 bowls laying all around the house.
Oh my God.
And I went to probably Wally World or Target or something the other day, and I bought just like one of those. They look like a fire alarm thing. Just those big round,
Okay.
odor eat 'em smeller thingies.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And I put one by where I sit in the living room and one by my bed. and the poor things, as hard as they're working, they're just not, doing the full trick. So as you can see over my right shoulder, I bought a candle today, and I'm going to let that just.
If you stick it under a sheet and let it catch fire, maybe you can move to a different house.
I said that was one of the things I said to her. I'm like, so I guess we're moving, right? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question
Sure.
from the floor. Can cleaning companies come in and clean that?
I think Service Master can, and what's the other guys? The restoration guys, you get flooded. I think they can too. Can't remember the name of it, and it would be worth every dime you spent with them.
And I have
for you.
Go ahead.
Have you called the Sacramento County Trapper to get rid of your skunk problem?
I have not, and let me explain to you why.
Pretty quick.
And I'll explain to you. The missus thinks that we should not get rid of said skunk.
That's a hard one for me to understand, and it'll be even harder when you explain why, but please do.
Apparently, because skunks eat various parasites and bugs and stuff that would be harmful to us as well.
Right. They also are one of the major carriers of rabies, right?
Oh, don't even get me started on fever. I mean, he's got his shots. I guess it wouldn't matter since he's got his shots, but still.
You don't have one.
Well, there's that. Hang on a second. I can't hear out of either ear at the moment. And so what the solution to this has been, apparently they don't take to light very well, which I don't understand. I've seen skunks in the daylight, so I don't know.
I've mostly seen them in the cartoons, but.
Gotcha. Pepe Le Pew and all.
Right.
So what I've taken to doing, and I apologize to my neighbors if you're listening, we leave kind of the back porch light on.
Okay.
We've got a tether for the boy at night for when he needs to do his duty. Truth be told, though, I haven't let him out. Like when it's past like 8 or 9, I just don't let him out. He just has to wait. Because
part of me wants to say, if you let him out and there's a skunk out there, there's no way he's chasing him down again. But I know this to not be true because dogs, as lovable as they are not as smart as a cat. The cat would say, screw you, I'm over the fence. I don't care what you do, I'm out. Right. A dog will say, hey, you're the guy that ruined my life last week. I'm going to get you. And the exact same thing will happen again.
I just don't think he's smart enough to have that wherewithal.
They just aren't. God love them. They're the best. But they're just not that bright.
Yes. So let's go over a few things. Yeah. Head on over to www.805liveshow.com for past episodes. If you'd like to call us and give us a piece of your mind, 402-882-0298. And if you head over to the Facebook page, you will see a link. I should pin that to the top, actually, if I haven't done so already.
Facebook.com/SpikeandDrew.
Pin to the top. If you head over to the Facebook page, pinned to the very top, you will see Pigskin Pick'em time again. Again, we are giving away $5 every week to the winner of each week's games. I'm sorry, I'm having issues here. And again, go ahead and say something.
I'll say all kinds of things. I saw some exciting news this week. Actually, just today I saw exciting news.
You saw what?
Exciting news.
Exciting news?
Exciting news. This news excited me. Yeah. Actually, and it's funny because I was just having a conversation with Ray the other day about, we're a mixed household, right?
Mixed household?
Yep, we're a mixed household. We got the Sonos and the Echoes.
Okay.
And we were sitting outside listening to some music, having a beverage. And I said, I really like the Echoes, but I like the Sonos so much better for playing music because you can play them over all your speakers. And then I open up the news today as I'm sitting in the news reading room, and I see that now you can play music over all of your Alexas at the same time. Got it. Book her name. So that's more exciting clearly to me than it is to you.
Dude, I'm having trouble listening to you. Don't get like that. I'm just trying to be able to plug into the show, man.
30 years now.
Like that?
I'll be telling a story and you just wander off. 30 years it's been like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so anyhow, on the Echoes now, you can now play your music on all of them at the same time, which it should make Sonos pretty nervous.
So how do you pair them, or how does that work?
No, they know they're all in the same house. If you look on your Echo app, you'll see them all. So apparently when you say play whatever, you say on all speakers, and all of a sudden, bam, it'll light them all up.
Really?
Yeah. Which is exciting.
Say that again?
That's pretty exciting to me. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. You can hear now?
I can hear sort of. I'm just having issues, man. I don't want to tap out, but huh?
It's a good thing you drink.
Well, no, because it makes me more irritated than the more I think about it. See, I'm holding it steady right now. And of course, now that I'm talking to you, it's not going to do it.
Of course.
Anyway.
Hey, another question for you.
Yes.
I realize it's just the preseason, but what's your team's record so far?
I don't even know. It says preseason. Why do I it's not even worth it.
Well, my team played your team the other day, and I was just wondering if you
did they really?
They did, yeah.
What was the score?
I don't know what the final was, but it was won by the West Coast.
See how you are.
I saw that, yeah. Also, in other NFL news, and this just makes me shake my head, have you seen who the new highest paid player in the history of the NFL is?
No.
Matthew Stafford.
I don't know if I know him off the top of my head.
Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford just signed a 5-year, $135 million deal.
Jiminy Christmas.
So now that their quarterback's making more money than anybody's ever made in the NFL, they're still not going to win a Super Bowl.
Is anybody? there's anybody what?
I said, now that he's making more money than anybody in the history of the NFL, they're still not going to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
They could have spent it on a Chick-fil-A in this stadium that isn't open on Sundays. Who knows?
I'm trying to find. Oh, there we go. Yahoo Sports. NFL. Because now you got me curious as to the. Seattle beat Kansas City 26-13.
Yeah, I knew they won. I just couldn't remember the score.
Nice. Well, I asked you who won, and you said you didn't know.
I said the West Coast won. There's only one of those teams on the West Coast.
They're both in the West Coast League, though, aren't they?
No, you guys are AFC and we're NFC now.
Says you.
Well, because it's true.
Did you watch the fight the other night?
No, I did not watch the fight. And the funny thing is, I tried to see it the next day, and I turned on Sports Center like half a dozen times. Nothing. I knew what happened, but I couldn't see any footage.
So allegedly, there were people that were broadcasting it live on YouTube and on Periscope.
Really?
Yes.
Did you do any investigative reporting to find out if said was true?
It was interesting because on YouTube, because people are dumb and they labeled it Merriweather fight or Merriweather McGregor. They lasted about 3 minutes and all of a sudden it would stop. So the one that I noticed got the most viewing was heading over to Periscope, and people just wouldn't put anything in the title. You've used Periscope, haven't you?
Right, yeah.
Right. And so yeah, so that was interesting. I
How was the quality?
As to be expected, I guess.
Okay.
I did find one guy who wasn't having a party and he was just had the game on. And so that one, I watched that one the most, and I watched that one for a few rounds just because I'm like, I got no dog in this race. I'm only interested in it because it's been in the news so heavy the last week and a half or so.
Right,
yeah. But from what I've heard, it happened the way people thought. McGregor was, hellfire coming out of the chute. But once he got to that, 6th, 7th, 8th round, he was running out of gas.
300 pounds apiece. Yeah, that's everything I saw before the fight was, he's MMA and Merriweather's a boxer, and a boxer's going to whip his ass eventually.
Well, I think if McGregor would have been a little bit more assertive with his punching, like those first few rounds, it just looked like two cats just bat, 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 just barely touching gloves,
Yeah.
But I think if McGregor could have got some licks in those early rounds, he could have had a chance. But it's the stamina. Those MMA guys don't have stamina to go 12 rounds.
Well, and you want to know what I was wondering is, being an MMA guy his whole life, I wonder if he was going to mess up and try to swing a foot or something. That would have been great.
There was a couple times when he clenched up from behind Merriweather. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? What the hell?
You about to body slam him, or?
No, it looked like there was doggy style. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Watch out for the skunk, brah.
Oh, jeez, right? Oh,
yeah,
so anyway.
I've learned better than to pay for those sorts of pay-per-views because, back in the day when what's his name would go like 12 seconds and you'd see dudes pay $100 for a pay-per-view, Tyson would be done in 12 seconds. You're not getting your money's worth.
I know that was the big concern with a lot of people, was that were we going to get another Ronda Rousey kind of thing, where it was all this hype and everybody was just so excited to watch this great fight, and she got clocked in a minute and a half,
Yeah.
So,
but on the bright side, well, hopefully he'll stay out of the swimsuit issue of Sports Illustrated.
right.
Right.
You know what she's doing now?
What is she doing now?
She is one of the co-hosts on Battle of the Network Stars.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I saw Adrian Zemed on there the other day. Oh my goodness.
You have his LAPD uniform on?
You think I didn't age well? You should look at this guy.
Really?
Oofa doofa. He's rough, man.
So sad. But yeah, I don't think she's ever going to step back in the ring. I'm pretty sure she's just going to make her bank and get on with business.
I'm sure she could think of other things to do at this point. But
she got what, clocked twice in a row or something like that? Or was it just the once?
Wasn't it a kick? It was a kick and a punch, wasn't it?
Well, no, 2 fights in a row is what I meant. Didn't she?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think she did. Undefeated, then bam, bam. And like, all right, enough of that.
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam. So, sounds like you've had an interesting week.
It's been crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got any tomato juice over there?
That's a myth.
Is it?
Yeah. In the research, and the wife and I have done extensive research in the last week.
I suspect you have.
It's pretty much a masking. It masks it, but now you got your dog full of tomato juice and it stains and stuff like that, and it doesn't last very long. So
I got you. Okay.
But
so
he's better.
I've been tempted to take him to a groomer.
No, I groom him. I don't have anybody ever touch him.
Have you been tempted to shave him?
Yes.
I can see where that could
in
help.
In fact, now that you say that, we may have to do that Saturday.
Yeah, I think that might help. Just saying.
Because Friday night, I'm going to go see Foreigner, Cheap Trick, and Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience.
What did you pay for those tickets?
35 a piece.
I thought you won them, so I was trying to be a smartass.
35 a piece, and then 100 for the meet and greet with Jason Bonham.
Nice.
Looking forward to that a lot.
I bet you are.
Because I saw on his Facebook page, he's pretty not hands-on is not the word, but he talks to everybody pretty well. Yeah.
So just like Mr. Day
will not be signing anything tonight.
Right. So here's a question for you.
Yes.
I kicked Pandora on at work today, and his Led Zeppelin song comes on, and at the bottom I see get tickets for their Seattle show. I did not realize Zeppelin was back out.
I don't think they are.
I wonder what in the world they're advertising for then. So I won't even ask you if Jason Bonham is playing drums for him.
Well, I think he's playing Led Zeppelin songs with no-name people. I don't think I know anybody else that's playing in the band with him.
Gotcha. Okay.
But they're opening. Now, at one point, didn't he drum? He's drumming with Foreigner also, I think.
Is he really?
I think so. I think he's pulling double duty.
Huh. I just did a Led Zeppelin tour search.
Uh-huh.
Sure enough, they are out.
Get the flock out of here.
They are out. They're in the UK for...
Are you kidding?
Most of November. No, but they're playing.
And you know what's even crazier about that? 2 weeks ago, there was a couple. No, not a couple. I think it was just one attorney that was in San Francisco, and she was at this music festival. The Who played in San Francisco. How did I not hear about that?
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I wanted to kick her. I was like, dude, if the Who is playing somewhere, you got to tell me. That's incredible.
Absolutely. And they're all still in the band, aren't they?
Well,
no, except for Keith Moon, I suppose.
Keith Moon isn't, but I don't know if Entwistle is or not.
He may, or I think, whose bassist said, screw it, I'm old? Was it
John Paul Jones, wasn't it?
Jones, yeah.
Or was it Entwistle? Maybe it was Entwistle.
I don't know, but one of those guys from one of those great big huge bands said, "Dude, I'm old. I'm out."
I'm tapping out, right?
Yeah.
And so the trifecta, because, and the other thing we didn't talk about, now that I think about it, went and saw Pat Benatar and Toto last Friday.
No meet and greet available?
Negative.
Okay.
It's kind of bummed about that.
Right.
But we did have a nice little seafood buffet pre-show. Mildly got into a vocal skirmish with the D-bag sitting one row ahead of me. First of all, we had general admission seats because those seats were ones that I won.
Yeah.
And the bleachers, the first set of bleachers, are for handicapped people.
Right.
Well, this guy's drunk wife and his 6'4" dumbass sat right down in front of us. And a lot of the people around Ashley and I were looking at each other going, what's this guy doing,
Right.
But, what are we going to do? Say something? We didn't say anything. But this guy stands up as soon as Toto plays, and he blocks out like 3 or 4 rows. People are just yelling, and he just turns around and kind of gives a stink eye, and the drunk wife says, and so
just like that, probably.
One question, though, I will give to you. Since when was Steve Lukather such a big, arrogant D-bag?
I do not know.
You know who that is, right?
Oh, Toto.
He's a guitar player from Toto.
Right.
I don't. Is he like only one of the original guys left? This guy was like,
I'm sure most of those bands are
talking most of the time, and the guitar solos were way unnecessary on some of that stuff.
Huh.
And now it's kind of flooding back to me. Don't even get me started on the mix. Now, do you remember one of the things that Russell Stover Sour Lemon Wedge taught me was you never plant yourself in the middle. You want to go to one of the sides so that you're right in line with speakers.
Right.
Because if you're in the middle, you don't get
You don't get the same sound, yeah.
Mix of the sound or to hear what it is. This guy had a killer drummer and a killer percussionist who had bongos, congos, timbales, a gong, a gong, and I couldn't hear hardly any drums or percussion.
Really?
Hardly any. I would occasionally hear a cymbal and sometimes some of the tom-toms. No hi-hat, hardly any snare. And then you got this guy on percussion going crazy and you can barely hear it. And the booth, the sound booth, is right in the middle.
Well,
that
and
just blew me away,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Steve doesn't want his delicate hearing upset by a proper mix.
Right.
I, thank you for asking, was poisoned last week and I'm just now recovering.
Poisoned?
I was poisoned. We went to a show.
Brett Michaels gave you syphilis?
If only it were that good.
See, you were poisoned to get what I
got that. No, we went to a show at the casino last week and I got poisoned pretty bad.
Oh, that's right. You had to get your lady parts soothed by Miss Alanis Morissette.
Yeah. It turns out estrogen poisoning is a real thing. I got it bad.
See, now I love you to death, man, but I even said it last week. I'm like, really? You're going to go to Alanis Morissette out of all the great bands that I see coming through that hard rock?
You know what? Baby went to see UFO and who knows who else. For me, yeah, the heck, we'll go.
Right, I'm with you.
So we're there at the show, and there's some opening act who I don't even know who she is, and she does some bit of nothing I've never heard of. And then eventually Alanis comes on and starts doing her thing. And all the guys in the crowd, all 5 of us, are looking at each other. We're kind of nervous. We're not really sure what's going on. There's women freaking out here, women freaking out there. And then she started to do the one song that's really sort of anti that fella song.
Oh, what you really want or whatever.
Yeah. The one that you can hardly ever play on FM because they got to beep out half of it.
Because something about going down.
Well, she drops
In the theater?
bombs, which is, the only redeeming factor. But wow, when the estrogen started to flow during that thing, I was looking for the exits. It right. Nobody ever wants to have to tell a story about how they got their ass kicked in a girl. I want to tell that story, and I can see where it could happen.
Right.
But luckily, even though the poison head took me, we managed to make it outside into the casino floor. And that's where the story takes a turn for the better.
Oh, my.
Yes. Oh, my. We sat down at a blackjack table. And you ever have one of those nights where you just can't get your pile to go any smaller? And every time you look down at your stack, it's like a third bigger than it was the last time. That's the kind of night we had. So really, I can't complain. Took some folded money out of the casino. Mama took some folded money.
Rain Man did good then.
Yeah, Rain Man did good. It was a good night at the blackjack table.
Counting cards. Of course, don't drive on the driveway on Mondays. Blah blah blah.
Oh, shorts on the highway.
Shorts.
Yeah, it worked out.
Any other shows on the horizon for you?
Interestingly enough, no. There is nothing on our horizon show-wise.
How come you're not going to LA Guns Saturday?
Well, because I really don't need to see Tracy Guns do that one song he was kind of famous for, I suppose.
Touche. That's funny. So to fill out my trifecta next week, so we got last week was Pat Benatar, this week was Foreigner and Cheap Trick. Next week I'm going to go see Quiet Riot at a club.
Really?
Yeah.
How many of the rioters are original at this point?
Juan.
Would his name be Carlo?
No. Strangely enough, Carlos Cavazzo is playing in Rat.
What?
Yes. And Frankie Benelli is the only original Quiet Riot member left.
Interesting.
So I'm going to, and I gotta, because you'll probably hear this after we go. I'm definitely on this meet and greet kick, and I think from what I've seen on their message board on Facebook that they just come out after the show.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking forward to getting another Drumhead sign, and that's kind of cool because I've got Mr. Singer's here, I've got Mr. Peter Chris is out in the living room, I've got Buck Cherries, and I'm enjoying the little memorabilia that I'm getting acquired from stuff like that. So
you made me think about it. I'm trying to think of who they were, but a lot of the bands that we've seen have said, hey, stick around after the show, we'll be at the merch table, come by, say hi.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Cool, man. That's way cool.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's okay. There you go.
We got we got a few minutes left. We can do one more thing. Let's do
one more thing.
Hold on, what's the ABC thing? Okay. With all the craziness in the world, as soon as I see something pop up from the news thing, I always kind of take a quick gander at it.
Have you noticed the cool thing that Anheuser-Busch did?
I have.
That is.
Please share with the class, though, for those who may not have heard.
So what they're doing is they stopped brewing Budweiser to bottle to put water in cans and deliver to the flood. So they're canning all sorts of water, sending it off, taking care of folks. That's a very cool move. It's
incredibly cool. They did it before for somebody else, didn't they?
Pretty sure they have. I don't think this is the first time they've done this.
Yeah. All right, let's do a little game here for you.
Are we doing a game?
It's for you. So play your music.
I will do that.
He's got curly hair and tattoos too. Let's all do a shot and stump Drew.
What are we stumping Drew with?
Say again.
What are we stumping Drew with?
Well, I'm I kind of went with an easy one, but we're gonna zip through it because we got a little bit of time left. Top 25 songs about drinking.
We should do really well with this.
I think you shall.
Yes.
I think the first one's gonna stump you though, but I don't know. You've been a man of mystery even after all these years, so maybe you know this one. Coming in at number 25. The numbering is janky on this, so if we don't do the numbering exactly right, people just bear with us.
There you go.
First one is a song called Sunday Morning Come Down.
Sunday Morning Come Down.
While you're thinking I will do this explanation, this artist was no stranger to adult beverages. First released on his live album. This is hard to say stuff without giving away. The song original delves into loneliness and the company's depression and the subsiding haze we sometimes find ourselves in from time to time. Through though somber, it still features his iconic voice and timbre. The suggested drink pairing is a mimosa with this song. Sunday Morning Come Down. It's from 1970.
If the suggested pairing is a mimosa, I'm going to say Barry Manilow.
Johnny Cash.
Whoa.
Right.
I would not. A lot of country songs about drinking. I would not have pegged that one.
That's right. Coming in at number 24 of the top 25 songs about drinking. We talked about this one, I think, before on one of our lists. It's from 1983. It's a song called Red, Red Wine.
That's going to be UB40.
It is UB40, absolutely.
And I don't even like red wine.
I don't like UB40.
Well, we're being honest.
That's a win-win there, boy.
Right.
Coming in at number 23, another one that we have spoken about on this program from 1979. It's Escape, the Pina Colada song.
Pina Colada song.
Oh, don't tell me you don't know this guy.
This is a one-hit kind of guy.
Yep.
Rupert Holmes.
Rupert Holmes it is.
Rupert Holmes. There you
go. Number 22, another one on the list. Couldn't stand it. And it was so popular. 1997, Tub Thumping.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm not a fan of this one either. And if I ever had to hear it over a PA again, it'd be too soon. Also a one-hit wonder, Chumbawamba.
That it is.
That it is.
Tub Thumping.
Oh, stop.
I don't think you got this one in your wheelhouse, but you should. Coming in next, 2002, Pass the Courvoisier.
Pass the Courvoisier?
You said it just like that. I know who you're saying it like. That's funny as hell, dude.
But the song, what year? 92?
2002.
2002. Then it dang sure can't be Rick James, but it should be.
Right. I
want to say Bobby Brown.
No, Busta Rhymes.
Oh, well, a man known for his vocal purity.
What happens when the likes of Busta Rhymes, Pharrell, and Puff Daddy collaborate on a remix pulled from Rhymes' fifth album, Party Magic? The suggested drink pairing, something that likely costs more than you make in a month. I don't know if you got this one, but maybe you do. Alabama song Whiskey Bar. It's from 1967.
Alabama?
The Doors.
Well, see, you said Alabama song.
That's it. Well, I know that was the name of it. Alabama song.
Well, Whiskey Bar. I actually knew that. I'm
just reading it like it's written, brother.
All right.
Next up on the top 25. I think you got this one. Don't think we've mentioned it before, but it's a good one. It's one that I wish KTB would do, and I've, along with my cover of the Rolling Stone drunkenness. Bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
One whiskey, one scotch, one beer. That would be.
It's not one whiskey. It's one bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
Yeah. That would be a guy who used to walk out on stage with his amp in one hand, his guitar in the other, and then just tear it up in these small rooms. That would be Mr. George Thorogood.
Outstanding.
Yes.
It's a medley of two John Lee Hooker tunes and easily one of the longest songs on our list. John Thorogood's rendition of One Bourbon, One Scotch, One Beer is the quintessential cover. Suggest a drink pairing, one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer of your choice.
And a great, great story in that song.
Absolutely. Coming up next, You and Me and a Bottle Make 3 Tonight. It's from 1994. I don't think we know
that was right in the middle of the swing revival.
Do you know this one?
I do know this one. This is, in fact, let me tell you a story about this band. They were asked why they called themselves what they called themselves. Because it bit raw. And they said, well, we didn't think we'd be around for more than a New York minute, so it didn't matter. The band is the Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Oh, you're so close.
Oh, no, it's not the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Then it's got to be, it's not Royal Crown Review. It's going to be Mighty Bosstones.
It's the Big Bad Voodoo Daddies.
Oh, see, I just named every swing band from the early 90s.
You put them all in one.
Yeah, dang it.
Coming in 1978, we've actually talked about this band today. A song called Who Are You?
That'd be the Who.
Yes, it is.
And, yeah, great song about waking up drunk in a alley.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just going to give you this next one because you don't got it. NLCO No Hey Cerveza.
Yeah, I don't got it.
En el cielo no hay cerveza is by Flaco Jimenez from 2003.
I can't even say that, let alone know that.
Right. But you do know this next one. Where'd it go? This next one, it's a drinking song, but not like some of these other ones have been. Coming in at number from 1971 is Piano Man.
Oh, this is probably, well, everybody knows this is Billy Joel, but absolutely the top of his form for lyrics.
Yeah. As far as storytelling, it's one of his better ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And I get goosebumps now when I think of him when he says the piano sounds like a carnival. That is the most descriptive line in music ever.
I think in that song, and it's happening to me as I'm thinking about it, sit at the bar and you put bread in my jar saying, man, what are you doing here?
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we can think of a couple of friends who that applies to.
Yeah, those two effers.
Melon heads.
Okay, if you want to be a DJ all your life instead of go out and kick ass. Okay, you started this, so I'm going to say something. Did you watch the VMAs?
No.
I can't even express into words. I mean, I'm not closed-minded.
Right.
But when you have your opening song number be something that's dropping the N-word and saying I'm like...
Who was it?
Mackerel? I don't know.
Macklemore?
No, it wasn't Macklemore.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even tempted to watch the VMAs.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they call them VMAs anymore.
Right. We're gotta be close to the top here. This one one we all know. I will give you the suggested drink pairing, even though you don't really need a hint, but I think it's fun. The suggested drink pairing in this one: cold bottom shelf gin with a smidgen of mascara. From 1974, we're talking about the song Cold Gin.
By the hottest band in the world. Yes.
Drink.
See, I thought you were going to throw out a margarita for the hint on this one.
I'm guessing that's got to be coming up. I haven't looked
Just
at
as
the
obvious.
This is an interesting one because you're just weird and the way you are, you may know this one.
Okay.
This is a prohibition abetted song from 1961, Gin House Blues.
Gin House Blue. Let's say Bobby Darin.
How about Nina Simone?
Oh, okay.
I thought for sure that'd be one that you'd get.
You know, I know people that would know that, but I did not know that.
Coming up next, we've talked about this band. Our friend Brad Weber said that I look like the lead singer, or I sound like one of the two from this band, which confuses me because I don't like or know who they are. The song from 2002 is Drunken Lullabies.
Drunken Lullabies. I haven't the foggiest.
Flogging Molly.
Really? You don't sound in the least like the guy that sings Flogging Molly.
Well, then maybe
By
just
the way,
said What's that?
Who I have seen, by the way.
Gotcha.
Good time.
Next is Drunk Girls by
Wait,
I gave it away.
Got to interrupt. I actually have a picture in my photo collection somewhere of somebody pushing a baby carriage at the Flogging Molly show outside with a Bud Light Lime in each drink holder.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keeping it classy in Sioux City. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next song from 2010, Drunk Girls.
Drunk Girls. I know the song. 2010.
The suggested drink pairing is a Long Island iced tea or anything else that contains at least 3 kinds of alcohol and tastes like Kool-Aid.
Would this happen to be somebody that gave a speech at the VMAs?
No.
So it's not Pink.
Nope.
Then
I'm thinking Stupid Girls.
Yeah, probably was. That's a great song, by the way.
Yeah.
Katy Perry?
Negative. LCD Sound System.
That would have been my third guess.
Right. This one we've talked about on the show. You and I both appreciate him. It's from 1968, Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty obvious one. That would be Mr. Neil Diamond.
Perfect.
And I did not realize the song is about drinking.
I didn't either.
Be perfect.
Little Sweet Caroline isn't about drinking or alcohol. It remains one of the best songs to belt out while intoxicated or otherwise.
I'll give him that.
You don't know this one. From 1995, a song called Beer.
Beer. That would be a band called Kian.
Real Big Fish.
Don't know. All right.
Next, you should. I would want you to know this one, but I know you don't.
Ow!
I think you've heard the song, but you don't know who it is. It's from 2009. It's a song called Shots.
Yeah, I think I'm going to live up to your expectation and not know this one.
I think Little John was a guest vocalist on this one. It's LMFAO.
Oh, okay.
You've heard the song, though, I think, right?
Probably have. Yeah.
Nice. I don't know if this guy's appeared on any of our lists yet, but he is iconic for this special song. Sadly, my partner in crime and music won't do the song. It's from 1978. It is Margaritaville.
Oh, yes. That would be the parrot head himself, Mr. Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffet. So that's a good one.
You guys see, I know why your partner in crime with music won't do it. It's because everybody does it.
And you know why everybody does it? Because everybody loves it when they hear it and they're drinking.
Right.
Next up, another one I would want you to know, but I don't think you do. It's from 2011, Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup. I actually might know this. I know the title. I don't know who it is.
It's Toby Keith.
Oh, okay. Who was playing in Sioux City the same night Alanis was playing?
Was he?
Yeah.
Where was he playing at?
He was playing at the Tyson.
Is that the big auditorium there?
Yeah. You've been there. You've seen Kiss there.
Well, it wasn't the Tyson though. When I went and saw Kiss there though.
New City Auditorium, whatever. Yeah.
Coming up next, 1986, Brass Monkey.
Oh, if I did not know this one, I would get kicked out of my own house. That would be the Beasties.
It is the Beasties.
Yes. Great tune.
This one was covered on the Barbed Wire soundtrack. That may mean nothing to you, but the interesting nugget about that is it was done by Michael Hutchence.
Huh. Okay.
But the original one is the one that's on this list. It's Spill the Wine from 1970.
Oh, is that Head East?
It's Eric Burden and War.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Michael Hutchence from NXS did a cover of that for the Barbed Wire soundtrack, and it is so good. He does such a good job on that song.
Really?
Yeah. We're coming up to the top 3, and my boy will get 2 of the 3 because I don't know this one myself. It's from 2002. It's a song called Old Number 7.
Old Number 7. I'm going to just say Willie Nelson.
The Devil Makes 3.
Really?
Yeah. How can that be number 3 if you and I have not heard of it before? That's the thing that kills me.
Interesting. Irony there.
Number 2, 1958. Pee Wee Herman made a great dance. It's a song called Tequila.
Tequila. Oh, yeah. I know Tequila. That would be the University of Washington marching band.
Close. It's called The Champs.
The reason I mentioned this is the University of Washington marching band made it a very famous college football tune.
They weren't the only ones that did it.
They started it.
They did not start it.
Oh, we'll put a side on this.
Telling tales.
We'll put a side bet on it.
I'm going to look it up right now then.
Do it.
So you're holding on. Wait a minute. I need the song. I don't need that one. So your claim is the
University of Washington
were the ones that got it popular again?
Yes, they were the ones that popularized it during football games, specifically college football games.
I'm looking on Wikipedia, which of course is the Bible for all knowledgeable things on the interwebs. So it's got a lot of stuff about the covers and popular culture. Let's see. Let's do marching if that pops up. If I do a search, marching. Tequila is the University of Washington Husky. Let's see. Tequila is the University of Washington Husky marching band dynasty song. With Husky fans sporting tequila bomber stickers and T-shirts, the band plays the song at every home and away football game. That's not news because everybody plays that song.
Started it though.
They did not start it. They would like you to believe that, but I don't think that is exactly true.
All right. Well, I'm telling you it's true, whether you want to believe it or not.
All right.
Moving on to number 1.
Number 1, Gin and Juice, 1993.
Gin and Juice. Let's see. This is a guy who's probably more known for smoking than drinking.
Right.
In fact, he hosted a TV show last year. What was it? What was the name of it?
He's doing it again this year, I think, with her.
No, he did a different one. Maybe it is the one he did with Martha. Snoop Dogg is who we're talking about.
That's absolutely correct.
And what was it? It's Snoop Dogg and Martha's something.
Thanksgiving something, wasn't it?
I can't remember what the name of it was. That probably is part of the plan.
And what's funny is the meme that's out when that shows them two in the kitchen and says one of these two is a felon.
Right? And the other one is a famous rap artist.
Right.
Yeah. I can see that being number 1.
That's a good little thing right there. Where is that up there for? Let's get rid of that. So it was a good little show. Head on over to www.805live show. Check out past episodes. Head over to the Facebook page. Get signed up for the NFL. The Pigskin Pick'em. Sorry.
Right. We wouldn't want to get sued by
because the big game. Big game.
Right.
Meanwhile, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Tip your bartenders, tip your waitresses, return your stewardesses to their upright position. Party at 408 Burley, and McGregor. Time to tap out, brother. As always, make good choices, do good deeds. I'm Spike.
I'm still Drew. We'll see you in a week.
805 Live with Spike and Drew is trademark copyright pending and not sober since 1979. For optimum performance and safety, please read these instructions carefully, which is funny because how can you read a podcast? Some names have been changed to protect the innocent and the guilty. Some portions of this have been edited for time and/or content. Some of the trademarks mentioned in this episode appear for identification purposes only. Subject to change without notice. One size does not always fit all. Not recommended for children under 12. Slippery When Wet, which is also an outstanding album by our good friend John Bon Jovi. Substantial penalty for withdrawal. Hooters, we really, really want you to be a sponsor. Do not play your headset at high volume. Do not puncture or incinerate. Do not change without notice. Do not stamp. Do not just stare at it. Eat it. By listening to this disclaimer, you absolve Spike, Andrew, their families, their friends, their associates, people they may have had a one-night stand with or incidental contact with, of any and all wrongdoings past, present, future, for all perpetuity. This supersedes all previous disclaimers.